Do you ever feel stuck like no matter what you do, you are trapped in the same version of yourself, repeating the same habits, surrounded by the same challenges? You wake up each and every day promising yourself that you're going to be different, but then by the end of the day, things are still the same. You're stuck in the same routines, you're repeating the same habits, surrounded by the same challenges, and then no matter how hard you try, it feels like you are running to absolutely nowhere. It's like your life is on autopilot, and the vision of the person who you want to become keeps slipping further and further away while everybody else around you is moving forward. So I don't have to say it, but if you feel all of that and you've been feeling like there is a gap between who you are now and who you could be, then this video is for you. So many of us stay in this cycle of frustration. We try to change, we make promises to ourselves every single new year, you already know. But no matter what we do, it seems like nothing sticks, and then it leads to even more disappointment. Trust me, I've been there time and time again. I've had the hardest time feeling like I just could not break out of my own self-sabotaging patterns. But what if I told you that in just 90 days, you could transform your life into a new version of yourself? What if you can wake up and actually feel like the person that you've always wanted to be by 2025? That future version of you, the one who is confident, disciplined, and living a life that you dream about, that's who we're going to show up for today. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it step by step. But first of all, do me a favor. As you're listening to this video, drop a comment with any of the questions that you have. Like, I'll make a specific video addressing your question. I want to make this journey as actionable and as fun as possible. So let's get back to it. So first of all, this video isn't about quick fixes. It's not about overnight success. It's about real lasting transformation. And by the end of this, you'll have a clear roadmap to reinventing yourself, and not just in a superficial way, but from the inside out. And we're going to talk about shifting your identity, realigning your habits, and creating a mindset that can support you in who you're becoming. So if you are ready to finally break free from the old you and step into the new you by 2025, let's get into it. So the first thing we need to address is the most important, and that is your identity. Many people try to change their habits without addressing their core identity. They try to lose weight, earn more money, or be productive, but deep down inside, they still see themselves as the person who struggles with all of those things. And like, this is why we get stuck, because we are trying to force new actions without changing who we believe we are. Think about it. How many times have you said, I'm just bad with money, or I'm not a morning person? Or I always struggle with my confidence. These are identity statements, and as long as you hold on to them, you're going to continue to act in ways that align with the old version of you, even if you try to force new habits. But the good news is that your identity is not fixed. You can choose to evolve it. And the first step is on getting crystal clear on who you want to become. The second step in reinventing yourself is crafting a clear vision on who you want to become. Again, this is actually the fun part, visualizing your future self. Who do you want to be by 2025? Take a moment and imagine the version of you that's confident, successful, healthy, fulfilled. What does that version of you believe about themselves? How do they carry themselves in the world? And I'm not talking about someone that is completely different, from who you are. I'm talking about becoming the truest version of you, the one who you've always been capable of becoming. Right now, write down a clear description of who that person is. What are their daily habits? Like, what values do they hold? This vision is going to guide you through the next 90 days of becoming your best self. Next, you need to just let go of the old version of yourself. Like, this is where a lot of people get tripped up, letting go of the familiar patterns that no longer serve you. even if they feel safe or comfortable. And this part is super uncomfortable because it does mean leaving familiar patterns behind. Letting go feels scary, doesn't it? Like maybe you've been holding on to toxic habits, unhealthy relationships, or limiting beliefs for so long that they've actually become a part of your identity. And part of you is afraid of who you will truly be without them. But trust me, this is where the transformation happens. You cannot step into the new you while holding on to the old and past versions of yourself. It's time to let go of the stories you've been telling yourself about who you are and start by identifying what no longer aligns with your new identity. It could be negative self talk, procrastination, certain people you hang around, or even the environments that keep you stuck in your past. The goal is to release what doesn't serve you any longer. Now that you've let go of the old version of you, it's time to step into the new you. Come on, somebody. This is the part that's all about embodying your future self today. Behavior is a reflection of identity. So ask yourself, how would the new you think, talk, and behave? So this isn't about faking it or faking it till you make it being fake. This is about starting to align your daily actions with the person you want to become. Try this. Like whenever you go to a new place where nobody knows you, show up as the new you. Walk in with the confidence and the mindset of the person who you are becoming. Think of it like a test drive to your future self. When you're test driving a car, you get the chance to dream, to feel good in that moment, and to act like it's yours. But eventually, you've got to get back into your beat down, high mileage, or whatever kind of car you currently have or drive. And while that can feel like a reality check, it's also motivation because the whole point of test driving is that you're considering an upgrade in some form of fashion. You're exploring what it would feel like to have something better, something new, and something that aligns with the version of you that you want to become. Same goes for your identity. When you start acting like the new you, even in the small moments, you get a taste of what your life could be like. It's like a preview of all the possibilities. And then, just like with the car, the more you experience it, the more you realize that you deserve that upgrade. You deserve to walk in that confidence every day and not just for a few minutes. So, don't just test drive it, actually committing to making it your reality. Stop settling for that worn out version of yourself because it is time for an upgrade. And the more you embody this new identity, the closer you're going to get in making it a permanent part of your real life. The fourth step is to create daily habits that aligns with your new identity. So most people think that they need to make massive changes to transform their life, but in reality, it's the small daily habits that make the biggest impacts. It's not about doing everything perfectly right away. It's about making consistent, intentional choices that's going to push you towards your new identity. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to change everything all at once. Instead, focus on like one or three key habits that aligns with the version of you that you're stepping into. Maybe it's something as simple as waking up earlier to stick to a morning routine or cutting distractions during work. And let me tell you, distractions can be very, very sneaky. I know for me, whenever I'm working, like even the smallest distraction throw me completely off track and I get a notification and then all of a sudden I'm checking social media, I'm scrolling through things that I wasn't even thinking about 5 minutes ago. That moment of distraction derails my task and plans for the entire day. And I know I can't be the only one. If you let those small distractions pile up, they will end up costing you hours, focus, and ultimately your progress. You have to take back your time. This is where being intentional with your habits come in. You have to recognize those moments that pull you away from your goals and create boundaries. Maybe it's turning off notifications, setting a timer to work in focus blocks, or cutting down on unnecessary strolling on social. You have to be more responsible for the habits that need to change in your life because these habits, though small, they will compound over time. It's like saving money. Small deposits grow into big rewards. And that's exactly what happens when you commit to small positive changes each day. Over time, those small actions lead to significant transformation, and they'll take you from where you are now to the person you want to be. And once you've built new habits, consistency is the key to seeing real transformation. A lot of people get excited about all the change, but then they lose their momentum after the very first week. They expect to see results overnight, and then when they don't, they give up. But here's the truth: transformation takes time, it takes consistency. Those small actions may seem insignificant at first, but over 90 days, they compound a lot. I'm so for real. That's just how real change happens. And even on the days when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, this is where discipline comes in. Doing what you know you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. The next step is to leverage any big life moments as opportunities for your transformation. A lot of people wait for the perfect moment to reinvest in themselves, but life doesn't always give us perfect moments. If you pay attention, though, there are already moments in your life where you can capitalize on to help you anchor the transformation you desire. Maybe you just started a new job, maybe you moved to a new city, or maybe you've experienced a major life change. You can use these moments as a guiding board to solidify your new identity. Then the final step is to document your progress throughout the journey. This one is often the most underestimated, but it is incredibly powerful for both your mental health and your reinvention process. Journaling and documenting your progress will give you a clear visual representation of your transformation that happens over time. Write down your wins, no matter how small they are. I say this over and over because it helps you to see just how far you've come. And if you want to take it a step further, try this. Write down your wins on a small piece of paper, fold them up, and then put them inside a jar. And then anytime you feel sad, down, depressed, unmotivated, reach into that jar and read one of your wins. I guarantee you it is a guaranteed mood booster and an instant reminder of all the progress that you've made. And so documenting your journey allows you to just reflect on all the challenges you face and how you have overcome them. I mean, tracking is good, but it's not just about that. It's about seeing how you've navigated those tough moments because life is tough. And this practice helps to keep you accountable. It helps you to measure your growth. It empowers you to keep pushing forward. And then over time, seeing your own progress written out will build your confidence and reinforce that you are on the right path to becoming that person that you've always wanted to be. Now, the question is, are you ready to start? Are you ready to commit to becoming the best version of yourself in the next 90 days so that by 2025, you've completely reinvented your life? The journey starts with only one decision to evolve, one decision to elevate, one decision to step into your new identity. And again, it's not about being perfect. Take that pressure completely off of yourself because it's simply about showing up for yourself every single day. You have the power to create the life you want. You have everything inside of you to become the person who you've always dreamed of becoming. And it starts right now. If this video has resonated with you in any way, hit that subscribe button, y'all. I enjoy making this content, but it does help to know that y'all enjoy it as well. Comment below and let me know, what are you going to do in the next 90 days to become a better version of yourself? And then also join me on this transformation. I'm always being intentional about how I can also elevate and become the highest version of myself that God created and called me to be. So let's hold each other accountable. And now that you've got the blueprint to reinventing yourself, there's one more thing standing in your way: your inner critic. You know that voice, right? The one that tells you you can't do this or you're not ready. It's that same voice that shows up right when you're about to make a big move in your life, like leveling up, and then it try to hold you back. And so in my next video, we're gonna dive deep into why your inner critic is keeping you stuck, and most importantly, how to silence it for good. So if you ever feel like that voice is sabotaging your progress, make sure you stick around for the next video and I'll show you exactly how to shut it down and keep it moving forward. Until next time, live your life full of joy and keep the faith.